Peter, so live is a big commitment at NBCU, and it's defining what television is in a way. Tell us about live TV, where it's going, and your investment.
It's a big part of our investment. We at NBCUniversal invest $26 billion in content. So content ranging from nightly news in Spanish and English, to sporting events, to entertainment events. Live is a critical part of that because it allows a chance to scale large amounts of audiences in one moment, which is something that both advertisers want because it's lacking these days, and it's something that the audiences really love because it creates a sense of community. And so those investments in live are really important.
So how is streaming live different than streaming linear in terms of the opportunities for advertisers?
Well, in the streaming environment, as we have a live event, we have different opportunities that range from multi-platform experiences. We have the ability to introduce commerce inside the experience, so you're not actually leaving the experience. You can order food or drink as you're streaming something. We're very excited. We just announced a product called Virtual Concessions, which does just that. And we're really looking at the live experience as something that's much more interactive in a streaming environment and allows advertisers to also understand how to connect and create bespoke experiences for their consumers.
So live has an implications for commerce media then, for shoppable.
It totally does, because you're actually getting the scale that you need to be able to create a meaningful commerce experience.
So tell us about the Olympics and how that will be different, and some of the plans that you have, and how advertisers are buying, and units and interactivity and programmatic. What's going on?
Well, these are going to be some very special games for a lot of different reasons. One is it's probably the first real community Olympics we've had in a very long time. The previous games have had all kinds of challenges where people couldn't be together. The experience wasn't necessarily easy to gather around, and the location of Paris is just unbeatable. I mean, to be able to be doing sporting events beside the Eiffel Tower, surfing in Tahiti, being amongst these amazing, iconic locations just provides a backdrop that even the opening ceremonies is going to be, a parade that is actually a parade of boats down the Seine, and that's all something that we know is going to attract a lot of audience, and we've already seen a tremendous amount of advertiser support, making this probably the most exciting games ever.
Now, Peter, we've spoken about programmatic versus direct sale, or direct sale programmatic. How is that happening? How is that developing around the Olympics?
Well, what we saw is that there's no bigger event happening this year than the Olympics, and there's no bigger thing happening in advertising than the growth and advancement of programmatic. So it made sense to try to bring programmatic into the biggest experience of the year. We've often used the Olympics in the past as a testing ground for us with new technologies and launching new things, and so this made perfect sense. The good news is it's not the first time we're doing programmatic in live sports. We've done it already successfully in many of our NFL games, including the one that broke the internet, the playoff game that we had, which actually was the single largest streamed event in the history of the internet in this country. So we're excited, we're ready, and we know that many brands that previously wouldn't be able to be a part of the Olympics are now going to have a chance to jump into the games.
So brands that buy programmatically are smaller brands, or how do you define that? And what kind of new categories are you expecting?
Well, we believe that by having it available programmatically, that any brand could come in, and really it's a brand that wants to connect with this very large, engaged community at a very special time of the year. I think the world could use some happy things these days, and the Olympic Games are lining up for that, and brands are too.
And Peter, I know you have so many platforms NBCU has. Is the programmatic buy, is that on Peacock? Is it for the live linear?
It's designed for Peacock. So the programmatic buy is set up so that you can actually transact and get advertising in Peacock. And Peacock will have the most amount of Olympic hours ever. We have had successful Olympics in the past. We put a lot of hours up. This is going to be a massive amount of hours that we have, and what we've done to make it easy for consumers and advertisers alike is create very elegant systems to present the content so that you can curate your own experience, because there's just so many hours happening at once. And so again, it lends itself to programmatic as people want to follow where their advertising is, look at attribution and see what's working, and then reinvest.